Good day everyone, I am Leah Pueblo and this is my answer of the 6 questions of BTE SS1 which is competency-based assessment 1. The first question is, how does competency-based learning contribute to the success of teachers' teaching process? The competency-based assessment has a great contributions to the success of teachers' teaching process because it will ensure to develop the skills they need to success in their teaching process. And it begins to identify the specific competencies or skills and enables teachers to develop mastery of each competency and skills at their own pace. The teacher's competency will give a positive effect on students' academic and skills and help students to improve their teaching techniques. The second question is, how can you give one scenario where you can apply competency-based assessment in your ICT class? During the class, Miss Leah so this is my example scenario. During the class, Miss Leah have an important instructions to their students. Their lesson is all about installing Windows Server. She divided the class into 5 groups and each group have each computer, and activity is to perform each group of how to install Windows Server. Her approach is she will perform first on how to install the Windows Server and the students understand and follow. Miss Leah letting the students to perform while she is on back to observe where her students encounter difficulties and needed her help. So the third question is, being a teacher, what are the things that you need to do if a student cannot demonstrate a task or competency? So, the teacher's role is to describe beyond teaching. So, there are more than an educators and our counselor, mentor, role model, external parent, and so on to us students. So, once a student is admitted to the school, the teachers play a crucial role in every student's life in order to succeed in career job, business, and etc. So, the things needed to do when there are some students cannot demonstrate the task or competency, don't make them ashamed. Instead, let them motivate that will help to do their task accomplish. And ask the students where or he or she encountered difficulties about the task and then that's the time you must to discuss deeply in order she or he perform the task successfully. So the fourth question is, how competency-based education differs to outcome-based education. So this is the differences. In the competency-based education, allows students to advance based on their ability to develop a skills or competency at their own pace regardless of environment. So this method is tailored to meet different learning abilities and can lead to more efficient student outcomes. And the outcome-based education is a model that rejects the traditional education that focus on what the schools provide to students in favor of making students demonstrate that they know and are able to do. So whatever the required outcomes are. In the fifth question, based on our discussion, explain in your own how competency-based education differs to the traditional education in terms of grading system, structure, and its learning outcomes. So, in terms of grading system, competency-based course I decided to looking at each student's level of success. In the traditional education, grades are made up of components such as standard exams, scores, completed homeworks, and overall conduct. So in terms of learning outcomes, when it comes to competency-based learning, the emphasis is on having a thorough understanding that be demonstrated by application. that learning objectives are proven via actions with a major focus on the development of skills required for students to grow into better learning as adults. So while in traditional educations, learning outcomes have typically been focused on memorization and comprehensions with the ultimate goal of passing exams. And in terms of structures in competency-based learning, students are where they are in the learning process that can be handled with flexibility. So this means that one-on-one help they need to progress in the materials they're studying as well as the skills associated with it. Students move in their courses based on where they are studying and what they are capable of accomplishing. So not on their age. While in traditional educations, the traditional schools, their academic year is planned out in advance. So as a result, regardless of whether or not they have a thorough comprehensions of the subject matter and acquired the needed abilities, and every student is forced to continue at the end of each unit. And the last question is explain the passage by Ruth Stein, which is competency-based focuses. Competency-based education, learning or education focuses on the mastery of skills by articulating clearly learning outcomes and ensuring that the students are supported to achieve these outcomes. So it is important to focus on mastery skills because the aim of competency-based learning is that learning are not allowed to move to the next level of training unless they demonstrate mastery of some specific skills. To ensure the best result, you should set a clear desired learning outcomes right from the beginning of the course module. So by doing so, learning are able to understand what needs to be done to attain mastery of skills. Also ensure that provide with quality feedback when needed, help them progress and acquire the right knowledge will ensure to achieve the good outcomes. So this is some of my references, and thank you.